evening and welcome. You're watching the 7 o'clock news on CNC3. I'm Ria Rambali.
I am Jesse Ramdew.
I am Jassi Marik with sport.
And I'm Jean-Marc Rampersad with your weather.
Let's tell you what's making the news tonight. Gunmen stormed St. Madeleine home, killing mother and son and leaving 2 others critically injured.
4-year-old girl rushed to hospital where she dies, but police say her family has gone missing.
Prime Minister says TNT, the U.S. and Venezuela will all benefit from Dragon Gas projects.
Coming up in sport, no Molino in the lineup, but Sealy sends TNT underway in their must-win World Cup qualifier in Bermuda.
Relatively wet conditions today with thunderstorms to resume tomorrow. I'll have the details in tonight's weather report.
Gunmen attempted to wipe out an entire family when they stormed a St. Madeleine house this morning, killing a woman and her son and leaving 2 others critically injured.
25-year-old Randy Rampersad and his mother, 48-year-old Gracelyn Rambaran, died at their Peterloo Street Friendship Village home, while his father, 58-year-old Vijay Rampersad, remains in critical condition. Police say just after 2 this morning, the gunmen pried open the front door of the family's home and opened fire. Rambaran and her husband were in their bedroom. She was shot in the head. Her husband tried to fight back with a cutlass but was also shot in the head and later died at the San Fernando General Hospital. Their son, Randy, ran from the house during the attack, but gunmen shot him multiple times. His wife, Kimberly, was also wounded. A 42-year-old relative who lives downstairs with his wife heard the gunshots and later found his cousin, Randy, bleeding on the roadway and his aunt motionless upstairs. Earlier, relatives gathered at the house trying to come to terms with the tragedy.
The bandit was inside, and while I was shooting, my brother pulled a cutlass and ran on one of the bandit downstairs. When he ran downstairs, he just turned around and hit him a bullet in the head and he fell down on the ground. And my nephew, while he running, my nephew was run outside by the main road, and a bandit ran and shoot him in the back and he fell down in the ground right there where he died. His mother was in the bedroom when the bandit entered the first room.
A relative believes that if his brother had a firearm, he would have stood a better chance of defending himself and his family.
He could have looked to defend himself and his family. So he only had a cutlass and there's how much he could do with that. But it mightn't be powerful as enough as a gun. But a cutlass have a certain length, a gun had no distance. You understand? So man could say from 10-20 feet and still shoot you. A cutlass only about 3 feet.
Police believe the gunmen may have targeted the 25-year-old son who was reportedly keeping bad company.
Well, investigations continue into the death of a 4-year-old girl from Sealots. Police say yesterday afternoon the child's stepfather noticed that she was not breathing and called an ambulance. Emergency health service workers took the girl and her stepfather to the Mount Hope Hospital, where staff attempted to resuscitate her but were unsuccessful. Officers from Besseau Street Police Station visited Pioneer Drive, Sealots, to speak with the girl's stepfather, but were unable to locate him. Police also tried to contact the child's biological parents, but had not reached them by Thursday night. Inquiries are continuing.
The government is refusing to say why Air Vice Marshal Darrell Daniel was suddenly removed as Chief of Defense Staff this week. In light of the ongoing state of emergency, Aruca Lopino MP Marvin Gonzalez posed an urgent question in the Parliament this afternoon, but Defense Minister Wayne Sturge declined to answer, invoking Standing Order 27, a parliamentary rule allowing ministers to withhold information if its disclosure is deemed contrary to the public's interest. Gonzalez objected, arguing that urgent questions are meant to hold governments accountable on critical matters. However, House Speaker Jagdeo Singh said he had no authority to challenge the minister's decision. On Tuesday, the president revoked Daniel's appointment on the advice of Minister Sturge. Captain Don Polo has since been appointed as the new Chief of Defense Staff. An Arima community is still shaken days after an elderly woman's decomposing body was found in a home while her mentally ill daughter continued living in the same house. But as residents come to terms with the tragedy, one police officer is urging communities to be their neighbor's keeper, even if it means calling on the police for help. Shane Superville has the story.
The death of 91-year-old Joyce Saunders at her Cherry Tree Circle home has left residents shocked. On Wednesday morning, police and an official from the Ministry of Social Development forcefully entered her home when they found her decomposing body. Also inside was Saunders' 63-year-old daughter, who police said suffered with a mental condition. She has since been sent for medical assessment. A neighbor recalled a foul stench earlier this week, but did not think much of it at first.
The next day, I came outside to the front and I was like, why getting the same smell? And I told my dad, and my dad is be washing down the side there where the dog is. And he was like, yeah, I've been getting the smell for weeks, but they don't throw out garbage, they don't put out, they don't open the place or anything like that.
The neighbor says despite repeated attempts by her family to offer assistance to the Saunders family, they were usually met with hostility from the woman's daughter, who seldom ventured outside.
The mother used to have a really, really bad cough. So daddy was like, Miss Saunders, you okay? Am I okay? Let me know if you need me to take you to the doctor or anything like that. I'm here in case of emergency. Nothing.
Head of the Northern Division, Senior Superintendent Sherma Maynard Wilson urges communities to be each other's keeper. But as life goes on in Cherry Tree Circle, residents are still unsettled over the passing of a fellow resident and how long it took for any of them to even notice she was gone. Shane Superville, CNC3 News.
Well, still to come, former Prime Minister denies multi-million-dollar Dragon gas negotiation.
Despite facing corruption charges, David Lee holds on to housing position.
Coming up in sport, Jaiswal's fondness of West Indies bowling continues as India cruises to 300 on day one of the second test.
At Bhagwan Singh's Port of Spain and Chaguanas, we are committed to providing quality products for all major building projects. Let's build together with rebars and beams, VRC coils and mats, RHS and angles, roofing sheets and purlins, lumber, plywood and MDF. Bhagwan Singh's, building homes, building communities, building TNT for over 60 years. Bhagwan Singh's Port of Spain and Chaguanas, building value every day.
Former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is denying the AG's claims that the former PNM administration wasted over $120 million on negotiations for the Dragon gas project.
Yesterday, John Jeremy announced that TNT was granted a 6-month window under a newly issued OFAC license from the U.S. Treasury Department. The development will allow government and the national gas company to formally engage in negotiations with Venezuela on the development of the Dragon gas project. According to Jeremy, the UNC secured the license for less than $500,000 compared to what was spent by the PNM. But at a news conference today, Dr. Rowley accused Jeremy of misleading the public and failing to account for the prior investments made to develop the deal.
There's no way that we would have spent $100 million on this issue, as Mr. Jeremy would have said. And if you compare apples with apples, where he said they spent $500,000, I don't know on what. But since he said that, you may want to ask him, what did you spend it on?
In providing an account, Dr. Rowley confirms that NGC would have made a $1 million payment as was required to be a partner in the matter. He also outlined that legal costs amounted to several million US dollars. Dr. Rowley also urged the current administration to approach the next phase of the Dragon gas negotiations with humility. He cautions that the gains made so far were the result of persistent lobbying and strategic engagement with international partners.
In international relations, countries sometimes are very far apart. But when they examine their interests, they eat humble pie and be well fed in ensuring that their interests take priority over their egos. Countries have to do that from time to time. If you misstep, you have a duty to walk it back.
Dr. Rowley contends that a 6-month license cannot be superior to a 2-year license encompassing several areas previously granted under his tenure. Well, in response, Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal has accused the opposition of hypocrisy over their criticism of the government's new OFAC license.
He now says the current government has placed the country on a viable pathway to production. The Energy Minister also accused the former administration of leaving behind no English documents detailing their own license agreement with Venezuela.
At this point, I have asked the ministry to please go through a process and procure translation so that we can find out what were their terms and conditions of their license. In terms of ours, I can tell you the Attorney General has read all the pertinent issues and areas in the license, and there's absolutely nothing more to reveal. So this issue of secrecy and not disclosure is really nonsense, because there's nothing else we can disclose at this time.
Dr. Munilal said the new 6-month license provides a clear framework for negotiation, despite claims that it's just short-term. He also dismissed suggestions that government made concessions to Venezuela to secure the deal, but Munilal declined to respond to questions about who would go to Venezuela for negotiations and if the government recognizes Maduro as the president. In response, former Prime Minister Stuart Young said Dr. Ruda Munilal showed complete ignorance of current energy matters.
He said Munilal was wrong to suggest the OFAC license was in Spanish, since it is issued by the U.S. Treasury in English, and added that NGC and Shell already had lawyers and translators for the Venezuelan documents. Young also denied removing any documents from the Energy Ministry. Well, Prime Minister Kamla Persaud-Bissessar says the Dragon Gas Agreement will benefit Trinidad and Tobago, the United States and Venezuela, strengthening regional partnership, energy security and economic growth. She calls the 6-month OFAC license a fresh starting point in ongoing negotiations. Last week, Persaud-Bissessar met with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Washington to advance mutual interests, and she thanked him for helping reopen the pathway.
Well, all eyes are now on whether this country can meet the conditions set out within the first 6 months of the OFAC license.
In tonight's People Say, we ask what you think about the country's ability to meet those terms.
People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPL.
Yeah, I think we can meet it within the first 6 months. I'm optimistic.
Yes. With the proper management, they should be able to do it.
Yes, we can, but in terms of 6 months, kind of short span, but we can.
We will meet a lot of obstacles along the way.
Based on the question, I think no, Trinidad is a reactive country and the budget is due on Monday, so I think based on that, then we may have a better idea, but based on our past, I would say no.
Personally, I'm not too confident that we'll be able to make the requirements in time for the 6 months.
The People Say, brought to you by Excel Health TT, the official supplement of the CPL.
As this country moves to capitalize on the Dragon gas field project, an international relations expert warns the U.S. license is only the first step.
Meanwhile, regional leaders are calling for urgent action to accelerate digital transformation across the Caribbean. Andrea Perez-Sobers has more.
With the clock ticking on Trinidad and Tobago's 6-month OFAC license window to negotiate the first stage of gaining access to Venezuela's Dragon field, international relations expert Professor Mark Curtin says the situation is far from straightforward.
I see that Shell is, in a sense, already negotiating. Is that a good thing to Trinidad? Because Trinidad may be left out of the loop, and whose interest needs to be protected? I think Trinidad's interest needs to be protected. So there must be some skillful negotiation, to my mind, to ensure that Trinidad has a place at the table.
Curtin notes that diplomatic tensions in the region and Trinidad's alignment with the United States' position on Venezuela could further complicate negotiations. He also warns that relying too heavily on one deal, given the uncertainty surrounding Venezuela's relations with the U.S., could be risky. Turning to AI News, Minister of Public Administration and Artificial Intelligence Dominic Smith is urging the region to move beyond talk and take decisive action on digital transformation. He made the call as the inaugural Fujitsu Activate Now conference opened with a strong message the Caribbean can no longer afford to delay its digital future.
If we don't take these type of discourses seriously, if we don't actively engage with private sector, if we don't actively engage with government representatives, I can tell you that from the meetings I've had in the UN, on the tip of every tongue is the concept, and now I feel it's flooded all of media, artificial intelligence.
Echoing the minister's call, Mervyn Eyre, CEO of Fujitsu Caribbean, says the region must confront chronic obstacles like crime, limited funding, and slow digital adoption to compete globally. And now for a look at today's energy and foreign exchange prices. Andrea Perez-Sobers, CNC3 Business Watch.
As TNT prepares for the upcoming budget, many citizens are already voicing their hopes and frustrations about how government spending should be prioritized.
We took to the streets to find out where people think the government should allocate more funds this year.
On the streets, opinions are divided, but one thing is clear. Citizens want to see more of the country's resources reach those who need it most.
You see, crime and education, those are the two things that we really need to get to deal with crime and educate the people of them.
Others believe more attention should be paid to those struggling to make ends meet, especially the poor and elderly.
The ones who can't take care of themselves. I'm concerned of if people who are working still studying about pension and their future plans.
Calls also came for greater support in the social sector, as vulnerable groups continue to face everyday challenges.
Allocated to the social sector, we have so many vulnerable persons out there. School children have no books to go to school, transportation issues.
For some, the issue is personal, with calls for increased social support.
I like to get with a deposit disability grant again for the month. I need money to take care of my wife. And make sure I get big. I need camera to give housing people who live on the street.
But with crime still dominating headlines, others say national security must take precedence.
Every Monday morning when you get up, is a 1, 2, and 3 murder. So I think she should give it to the Ministry of National Security.
And for some, especially those in uniform, the defense sector should get a bigger slice of the pie.
Defense for sure. Defense for sure, simply because I am part of defense. I mean, it will be tailored to fighting crime, which I think that is I know they claim to have a drop in crime rate, but I mean, it doesn't look good.
From crime and education to pensions and social support, the public's wish list is long. And as the budget draws near, citizens across Trinidad and Tobago are waiting to see whether their voices will be heard. Ambika Datu, CNC3 News.
All right, still to come in the news. Cyril Constance, once a soldier, now battles illness and isolation. His community is seeking help for him.
We had scattered thunderstorms over Trinidad today, which began over eastern areas this morning, then gradually spread across the island. Apart from some minor street flooding and the usual slowdown of vehicular traffic, no major incidents were reported. I'll let you know if the wet conditions are expected to continue this weekend, coming up just after the break.
Diwali specials at Food Basket, Arima, Shagwana, 3 for 20. Shub Diwali from Food Basket. 4 locations: Arima, Chamflair, Shagwanas, and Gulfview.
In Hinduism, cow's milk is revered, and from the finest milk comes our ghee. When offered into the sacred fire, cow ghee carries our prayers to the deities, unlike processed vegetable ghee. From your devotion to your delicious dishes, you can trust Anchor Cow Brand Ghee. For all occasions, use the best ghee. Enjoy the best food and delicacies, and have the best Diwali with Anchor Cow Brand Ghee.
Millions of people are attacked by harmful mouth bacteria. The root cause of bad breath, gum problems, cavities, plaque, and tartar. That's why Colgate combined the best science and technology in Colgate Total. Unlike others, its superior formula fights bacteria and creates a powerful protective barrier for up to 24 hours to prevent them from coming back. Take control of your oral health with Colgate Total.
Whether you're an athlete, a business professional, or simply someone who values their health, Omega XL can empower you to keep doing what you love. Don't let joint discomfort hold you back.
Live long, stay strong with the XL brand.
Muscle Russell. Growing your food business begins here at Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center. The turnaround is fast, from container to cold storage to pickup trucks. And when we deliver, product integrity is maintained with our highly respected vehicle-powered chilling systems. So come on down to Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center, where a whole new experience awaits.
Do you know that Neo Eyewear was the first to offer the Ray-Ban Meta glasses in Trinidad?
And yes, they are genuine and authentic, with different colors and sizes to match your style. With these glasses, you can listen to music, take calls hands-free, pictures, and even videos.
And yes, they offer a free eye test.
And back to school sale, frames, lens for $200. You heard me right, $200 for frames, lens, eye test, everything. So what are you waiting for? See your way with Neo Eyewear.
Bright Ideas is doing it big this Diwali, and it's all happening under the tent. 50% off curtains, flowers, ornaments, and vases. 25 to 50% off mats and rugs. 25% off all lighting fixtures. Plus, unbeatable specials on small and large appliances. Don't miss it. Once it's gone, it's gone. The Bright Ideas Diwali Expo is on now, and you've never seen savings like this. Bright Ideas, located at Point Fortin, Princestown, Rio Claro, Laramie, Marabella, Curep, Tigamartin, and Chaguanas.
Folks, take a look at all these medical conditions. What does it have in common? This, ITIS. But what does ITIS really mean?
The suffix itis denotes inflammation of a specified organ or tissue.
ITIS really means inflammation. How do we combat chronic inflammation? Through lifestyle changes. Then, and only then, make sure you're getting enough omega-3 fatty acids.
Always consult a qualified medical professional before starting any supplements.
Where's the car? Don't stress when your getaway car gets away. Have peace of mind with CG United Comprehensive Motor Insurance.
This mask is itchy. Does anyone have any lotion?
We can't protect you from scary clowns, but we can protect you from motor theft and damage. CG United. Good like that.
Welcome back. Housing Minister David Lee says he will not step down amid renewed fraud allegations, insisting he's innocent and calling on the media to investigate how the case resurfaced.
Kijan Haynes and Neil Romain have more.
Once again, David Lee walks into the Parliament a man on $1 million bail, and he'll continue to do so with no intention of resigning.
I am innocent until proven otherwise. And I don't feel at this point in time my resignation is in play at this point in time.
Did you offer a resignation at all?
I did. That was never asked.
Lee and businessman Hugh Leong Poi are charged in relation to the alleged conspiracy to defraud the state over the importation of a $2 million Mercedes-Benz. Lee says it feels like double jeopardy, but he's made a request.
Follow the paper trail of how this matter came back.
What do you mean by that?
Well, that is for you, a job as media, to investigate that.
Now, Lee acknowledged the opposition's calls for him to resign, but said some PNM members have even reached out to him with words of support. But for now, he has the backing of the Prime Minister and the members of his cabinet, who were sure to remind everyone about it.
The Prime Minister has spoken.
The Prime Minister has spoken on that.
We await the outcome of the matter in the courts.
If it were you in this situation, would you have stepped down?
That question doesn't arise.
I want to send something for you. I'll give him if I give you?
Sure.
Tell him he like lefty and he's selling air.
No date has been set for Lee and Leong Poi's next court appearance. Kijan Haynes, CNC3 News.
Well, as Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar faces pressure by her political opponents to fire Housing Minister David Lee, a former National Security Minister has come to her defense. Attorney Subhash Pandey says the controversy surrounding Lee's arrest has been turned into a political football, and he's urging the Prime Minister to stand firm by her decision. At a media conference today, Pandey maintained that Lee's case is different from previous matters involving other ministers, noting that Lee was elected into office after being initially freed of the charges. Jean-Marc's here, and after 3 consecutive days of water spouts, I think we all want to know, was there one today?
No, as far as I know, there were no water spouts observed today. You know, even though the weather was a bit unstable and maybe some were looking out for it, we didn't get any reported. Right, so let's take a look at the satellite. Now to our east, we have the ITCZ, which is this band of clouds here, and that will likely be the main feature giving us the rainfall over the next few days. Then we have tropical wave number 38, which should get here early next week. And just north of the Caribbean, we still have tropical storm Jerry. So taking a closer look at Jerry, all of the watches and warnings have been discontinued as Jerry is now in the North Atlantic Ocean. It's still producing quite a few thunderstorms over the northern Lesser Antilles, and over the next few days it's expected to proceed northward, passing just east of Bermuda on Sunday, then making a sharp right turn, not directly affecting any land mass in the near future. Now taking a look at Google's AI model to see where the next cyclone may pop up, Jerry continues along this path out in the North Atlantic, but then something may pop up in the Central Atlantic mid-next week, indicated by the blue and green dots. And then after that, we may see another disturbance come off the African coast late next week. Otherwise, no other areas seem to be active. So back home, tonight's forecast is for partly cloudy conditions with a few showers and the chance of the odd heavy shower or thunderstorm overnight. Lows of 23 in Trinidad and 25 over in Tobago. Tomorrow, more of the same, as we can expect isolated showers during the morning with the possibility of the odd thunderstorm, and that chance increases heading into the afternoon, especially over Trinidad. Conditions are expected to settle by the evening with just 1 or 2 lingering showers. Sea conditions are moderate with waves in open waters between 1.5 to 2 meters and up to 1 meter in sheltered areas. The winds are expected to be out of the east-southeast at 10 to 15 knots. Now looking ahead, a relatively wet outlook, just a slightly lower chance of rain on Sunday, but the period between late on Sunday all the way through Tuesday, we likely see the wet conditions resume as the next tropical wave approaches the region. So a lot of rain in the forecast, and I heard that it's raining goals in Bermuda as well with that game. I'm sure Jassy will have more details for us. We're looking forward.
Thank you so much, Jean-Marc. Well, let's tell you what's still to come in the news. A funeral home parked up their hearses to host a health fair. They want to promote healthier living.
The super sale is here at Passad's The Food King. Special deals for Diwali on creamery ice cream, 1 gallon now $49.99. Fresh Harvest Chana in brine, 3 tins now $20. Carla brand Madras curry, 230 grams now $25.99. Coca-Cola soft drink, 591 ml, 99 per case. Soap cream cleaner 2 bottles, only $27.99. Golden brand margarine, 3 sticks now $20. Shake split piece powder, 3 packs $20. Soap Pro powder degreaser, 1 liter now $21.99. Clean and white bleach, 3.78 liters, $27.99. Crown parboiled rice, 8 kilograms, $68.99. Plus, we're giving you 5 times the joy this season. Enter to win one of 5 brand new Toyota Tasers. Sale ends 21st October or while stocks last.
Quality value, that's our way. The real Bursards, we're here to stay. The Food King Bursards.
Get a loan at Bremont. The process is simple. Fast and efficient approvals. Receive funds within 24 hours once approved. And no penalty for early repayment. Located at 4 Gallo Street, Woodbrook. Remember, we like to lend.
For those who try Omega XL and they say it didn't work, try it again.
Whatever I was using, this Omega is the best.
Remember, you deserve the best. Choose Omega XL, a supplement that I can assure you is committed to helping you live a long life and a strong life.
Live long, stay strong
with Omega XL.
Available nationwide. Visit your local pharmacy or health food store today.
Get the best for less this Diwali at Southern Food Basket. Wax Diaz, 1 dozen, $26.95. Royalty coconut oil, 700 ml, $17.95. Royalty Diaz oil, 2 liters, $54.95. Anchor Cow Brand Ghee, 2 pounds, $119.95. Moo low-fat evaporated milk, 250 ml, 4 for $19.95. Dairy Champ condensed milk, 1 kg, $18.95. Nabisco cream of wheat, 340 grams, $37.95. Offers available while stocks last.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. Big savings with our road hazard warranty on Dunlop, Sumitomo, and Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chaguanas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
Science calls it AMPK, your body's built-in system for burning fat, balancing blood sugar, and fueling energy. Berberine Plus naturally supports AMPK, helping you feel better, live better, be better. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Berberine Plus, powerful results naturally.
Get the best for less this Diwali at Southern Food Basket. Globe grapes, $18.95 per pound. Potatoes, buy 10 pounds, get 5 pounds free. Squash pumpkin, $1.95 per pound. Extra large grain chana, 2 pounds, $14.95. Split peas, 2 pounds, $7.95. Crown rice, 8 kg, $69.95. Shiitake soya chunks, 8 ounce, $14.95. Ibis all-purpose flour, 10 kg, $69.95. Offers available while stocks last.
Yo, Dominica, this is Vibes Cartel, and I'll be in Dominica for the 25th edition of the World Creole Music Festival. You better come see me, the World Boss, October 24th to 26th. Everything fixed. Beer hits. XOXO, my love is very special. If you want it, come to Dominica. What is under my nose?
Sacred moments, only the finest will do. Gold medal ghee. Pure ghee, pure devotion. Taste the gold medal difference today.
Welcome back. A once upstanding member of the Rio Claro community has now fallen on destitute times.
71-year-old Cyril Constance, known as Rambo in the community, went from being a former soldier, footballer, and musician to a street dweller. But residents say his health is deteriorating and Constance needs medical assistance. They tell CNC3 News Constance has been ill for almost 2 weeks and his legs are now developing sores. Resident Randy Odai explains that despite calling for an ambulance, the elderly man is refusing medical treatment after he was previously taken to St. Anne's and mistreated.
He's afraid to go to St. Anne's, and that is where they will send him. But it's not a psychiatric situation. It's that the sores on them on his foot. What happened with the sores on them on his foot? If it turned into gangrene, he will lose his foot.
Well, several residents we spoke with vouched for Constance's sanity, saying he's not mentally ill. Members of the public have been assisting by dropping off food and pharmaceuticals. They even moved him to the nearby pavilion for shelter. But they're calling for greater intervention. They want the councillor for Rio Claro and the Member of Parliament, Nicholas Morris, to help.
Somebody in charge, help him. Right? He's a pensioner. They could film up and put him in a home and have people taking care of him.
MP Morris told CNC3 News that upon learning of Constance's case, he reached out to the Minister of Social Development, Vandana Mohit, and they are both working on an intervention.
Now, the MP explains that while the ministry mobilizes its support systems, he'll work alongside the councillors to relocate Constance to a more comfortable space. Well, we now check in with Jassy. Lots happening in sports, including some really good news for our football team. Jassy?
Yeah, things looking good so far in Bermuda, but we'll also have highlights as Southside Elite beats Bronx to the South Zone Under-23 basketball title. And on a busy weekend, you will be spoiled for choices on where to go and what to do. Sport is after the break.
Southern Food Basket. Quality food to fill your basket. Get it all at Southern Food Basket. Fresh goods on every aisle with best prices. For the best market around, high quality meats pound for pound. Get the best for less, start shopping. Go to Southern Food Basket. Shopping how you like it. High quality at the best prices. Every aisle just wide and special. So spend less at Southern Food Basket. Good food at great prices for sure. Come get what you're looking for.
Dress like you mean business. At The Working Woman, we bring you stylish, professional looks made for the modern woman. From casual to formal workwear, we've got your professional wardrobe covered.
It's finally here, the Allied Stores India Expo Grand Sale. Discover the best of India all under one roof with bigger deals than ever before. Brides-to-be, step into your dream look with our exclusive collection of bridal wear, lehengas and dazzling saris, all at special expo prices. Bring devotion and beauty home with our wide range of divine murtis now on sale. Plus, explore stunning home decor, elegant finishings, and stylish furniture at unbeatable prices. Save, shop, and celebrate all in one place. Visit us at any of our 2 locations, Endeavour Chagonas next to Extra Plaza and Laltu Tres Pinal.
Diwali specials at Food Basket, Arima, Chaguanas, Champlain, and Gulview. Nestle reconstituted 1 liter milk, 2 for $24.95. Nestle's green butterfly milk, 250 ml, 3 for $18.95. Good and natural cream of wheat, $14.95. Potatoes, 10 pounds for $20. Onions, 4 pounds for $9.95. Supercow full cream milk powder, 800 gram, $37.95. Shub Diwali from Food Basket. 4 locations, Arima, Champlain, Chaguanas, and Gulview.
Plumbing problems? Don't guess. Call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646. Proud to be serving Trinidad and Tobago for over 20 years. We do it all. Maintenance and repairs, new construction, sewer lines, inspection, drain cleaning, leak detection. We are licensed and insured. So call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646.
Would you recommend this product to younger people?
Age doesn't really matter. So I think if I was 17, 18 and I get introduced to these products, I would maybe be Superman. So
More Superman?
More Superman.
Absolutely outstanding.
Today I am at Prem Singh's. Let's see how many items I can cross off my Diwali and Navratri checklist. Well, I think I checked off everything on my Navratri and Diwali checklist. Mission completed, only at Prem Singh's Puja Bhavan.
Diwali specials at Food Basket, Arima, Chaguanas, Champlain, and Gulview. Cook's brand, the pure vegetable ghee, 1 pound, $24.95. 2 kilogram, $99. Pure coconut oil, 700 ml, $17.95. Jolly Foods granulated sugar, 1800 gram, $19.95. Chana, 5 pound, $20, save $9.95. Cocoa, 2 liter assorted, 3 for $20. Wax Deers, case $1.99. Shub Diwali from Food Basket, 4 locations, Arima, Champlain, Chaguanas, and Gulview.
Welcome back. It's time for sport. Good news out of Bermuda, Trinidad and Tobago's senior men's football team seems well set to breathe new life into their World Cup qualifying campaign. A draw to Curacao and a defeat to Jamaica left TNT needing a win tonight in that match, which kicked off at 6 p.m. Well, right winger Dante Seeley duly obliged in the 10th minute of play, giving Trinidad and Tobago the lead from close range after Levi Garcia's cross. You're seeing that there now. Tyree Spicer then did it all on his own to deliver TNT's second, leaving the Bermudan defenses at 6s and 7s, trying to prevent him from scoring, which they could not. TNT took a 2-0 lead into the break at half-time. Well, early into the second half, TNT's lead was consolidated deflated at 3-0 when defender Kobe Henry headed in after Seeley's free kick was initially saved. And that's how things currently stand in Bermuda. With just about 18 minutes left, it seems as though Trinidad and Tobago is well on the way to winning. A little bit later on, we have some reactions from right here in Port of Spain to the outcome. Now, to some cricket, a toothless West Indies bowling attack could do little to prevent Indian batsman Yashasvi Jaiswal from dominating day one of the second test today in Delhi. Jaiswal ended the day on 173 not out and is yet to be dislodged on a day where only 2 wickets fell. Ian Wason endured the day's play to bring this report.
India chose to set a first innings target for their guests on a pitch made for batting. Openers Yashasvi Jaiswal and KL Rahul navigated West Indies' new ball pair of Jaden Seals and Anderson Phillip. But Jomel Warrikan broke the partnership with this ripper, and Tevin Imlach did the work behind the stumps to get Rahul for 38, India 58 for 1. That only brought Sai Sudarsan to join Jaiswal in manoeuvring the West Indies fielders around the ground and taking India to lunch at 94 for 1. Having debuted in the West Indies with a maiden Test 171 in 2023, Jaiswal's fondness for the Caribbean side continued in Delhi. Sudarsan also reaped fruit, hitting 4 to get to his second 50 in Tests. And Jaiswal's 7th century in just his 26th match for India was also his second against West Indies. Even with wickets hard to come by, West Indies was still generous enough to drop Sudarsan on 58. He and Jaiswal took the partnership to 150 and India went to tea at 220 for 1. After tea, Warrikan struck again to remove Sudarsan for 87, India 251 for 2. But 23-year-old Jaiswal continued to demonstrate his appetite for runs and notched his 6th score of 150 or above, closing on 173 not out with Subman Gill on 20 and India 318 for 2 going into day 2. Ian Wason, CNC3 Sport.
Jeremy Solozano scored 76 for the Scarlet Ibis Blazers in their first match of the TTCB's 4-team tournament, which is being used as a player trial for the upcoming Super 50 tournament. Solozano was not offered a 2025-2026 contract by the Windward Islands Volcanoes and is so back in the reckoning for a spot in the Red Force team with a handy knock today against the Cocorico Warriors. Joshua Da Silva added 57 and Vikash Mohan scored 51 as the Blazers reached 271 for 5 in 43.3 overs before rain washed out the day's play. Now to some bodybuilding news. TNT bodybuilder Shane Montai captured the men's physique title at the 2025 Amateur Olympia show in Las Vegas last weekend. For winning, he earned his professional card from the International Federation, which makes him eligible to compete at Pro League events, as well as potentially qualify for the Olympia Pro Show, which is the most prestigious stage in bodybuilding. Situated third from right on the screen in this pose down, Montai's flawless combination of symmetry, conditioning, and stage presence was enough to woo the judges.
And your men's physique open overall for the Olympia Amateur 2025, number 3, 49, Shane Montiel. Congratulations to all the champions of their respective classes today.
The Amateur Olympia is widely regarded as one of the toughest and most competitive amateur bodybuilding events in the world, with athletes from across the globe competing for limited pro cards and the right to join the ranks of the best in the world. And speaking of best in the world, let's head on to the R. Peter Avenue Sips Bar on the Avenue, where Caston Cupid is standing by for some reaction to what seems to be so far fantastic news. Trinidad and Tobago leading Bermuda 3-0 in a match, by the way, that the Soca Warriors must win in order to keep their World Cup qualifying
good evening,
hopes
viewers.
alive.
Well, we are live on SIP on the Avenue, where Trinidad and Tobago fans are out in their numbers, coming out to support the Soca Warriors from far. They have been the 12th Warrior from home as they are playing on the road. Now with me, I have Chad Apu. He's a football enthusiast. He's also the current national beach football soccer head coach. Now, Chad, the situation is clear. It's now the 78th minute. Trinidad and Tobago is leading 3 goals to 0. What do you think about this performance thus far?
I
obviously a very positive performance for the guys. We had the halfway point of the campaign now. A big game coming up on Tuesday. I think it's safe to say we're going to walk away 3 points here now. The Curacao-Jamaica game is happening now. Curacao leading 1-0, which is, I guess, a positive result for us as well, because we now go to Curacao, which just augurs well for us when we come back home for the last 2 games.
All right, now, is it important that we get these goals against Bermuda? Because as you noted that, it's going to come down to goal difference. The points are really close. But what are you seeing in the performance from the guys? Like Jug said, we are 1 game away from really breaking the camel's back and going on a string of performances. What do you see from the formation, the style of play, the mentality today?
I mean, definitely the boys are a lot more attack-minded. And even with the changes that the hockey just made, you would see a lot of fresh faces too. He just brought on Molikan, wearing a number 10, Jaron Jackie, the other Payne boys, a lot of new blood who are also hungry to perform, and it's always a nice thing to see. As fans, we always ask for, let's find players, let's look to see who have a grandparent, or uncle, or this or that, and it's a lot of fresh faces, but the result is very positive. I thought the older heads, the Levi performed very well today, and the result was very positive, of course. So once we can take this into the Curacao game on Tuesday, I think we put our foot into giving us the best chance for our 2 home games to end the campaign.
All right, thank you very much. Well, that's it from SIP on the Avenue. Trinidad and Tobago currently leading 3-0. Just in the 80th minute, 10 minutes to go, probably we can get 2 more goals, but until then, it's back to you in studio, Justin.
Thanks, Claston. I like how you're thinking. 2 more goals, fingers crossed. Let's give you some swimming news now. Dylan Carter placed 4th in the men's 50-meter freestyle final at the World Aquatics World Cup's first stop in the USA a short while ago. Carter's time in the final was 21.12 seconds, but he could not challenge American Chris Giuliano, who won in 20.83. Jack Alexi was second in 20.88, and Canada's Ilya Karoun was third in 20.89. Now, earlier today, Carter placed 3rd in his preliminary heat, swimming from lane number 4. He was 3rd into the turn at the end of 25 meters, and he maintained that position in the final 25. He placed 3rd behind Canada's Ruslan Gaziev, who clocked 21.40, and American Brooks Curry, who clocked 21.41. Carter's time in the heat made him the 7th fastest to qualify for that final, where once again he was only 4th. Southside Elite is the new South Zone Basketball Commission's champion team. Closing out their best-of-3 finals series last evening, Bronx was no match for their opponents. With the series tied at 1 win apiece, Bronx, in red, tipped off against Southside Elite in the South Zone Under-23 final series decider at Pleasantville Indoor. Bronx scored first, the ball dumped in to Jaden Matthews, and he was assured on the post-up. It was a move which worked well for him. He got his 2nd bucket the same way, Bronx now up by 4. But the Elite team came to life with a break initiated and finished off by Josiah Marichaud. It was the kicker they needed as buckets flowed freely from there, Michael McCarthy on the tip-in. Then Southside passing it around the Bronx boys to open up an easy bucket for Javan Atek as they went to the first quarter break leading 26-22. By the midway point, Elite led 41-35, but the Bronx boys were finding stride in the 3rd period, although they were outscored there 20-18. They certainly made their presence felt to remind Southside that this was a series finale, a reminder which Southside didn't necessarily need. They were able to do what was necessary to kill the contest, with Bronx finally looking spent as they trailed 64-53 at the end of 3 periods. Southside Elite going on to an 8-point win and the South Zone Under-23 title. Final score, Southside 80, Bronx 72. Well, it is that time of the week where we let you know all that's happening in the world of sport throughout the weekend.
We start with football. We are at the halfway mark in the SSFL Premiership Division, and Saturday's matches provide an opportunity for all, from top to mid to bottom of the standings, to get points. So let's tell you where the action is. A traditional North Battle conglomerates on Mucurapo Road when the champs host QRC. Presentation San Fernando welcomes Signal Hill, while St. Augustine travels to Naparima. It's a short trip over the Saddle Road for Sawa North visit to Trinity Mocha, while Trinity East heads west to St. Anthony's. Arima North journeys to the Mahaika Gaffer Oval to tackle St. Benedict's. Malik goes to Serpentine Road to meet the Saints, and Caribbean Chama jets to Tobago to meet Scarborough. All matches kick off at 3:30 p.m. The RBC Royal Slam Colleges basketball tournament enters week 2 at the Eastern Regional Indoor Sporting Arena. On Saturday, Presentation College San Fernando takes on St. Anthony's from 4. Then from 5, it's QRC versus St. Francis College. On Sunday, St. Francis is back in action against Fatima College, also from 4 p.m. The Oxford Table Tennis Club hosts an internal tournament in San Fernando from 1 p.m. on Sunday, so go out and support. The Trinidad and Tobago Hockey Board's National Indoor League sees no fewer than 9 matches on Sunday, beginning as early as 11 a.m. at the Woodbrook Youth Facility. Well, I'm Casting Cupid, and that's all you need to know. Where to go, what to do over the weekend in your CNC3 Sport Wrap.
Well, now a Warrior gets his first international goal in a crucial assignment and tonight's Sport High. Tyrese Spicer has been on an almost desperate hunt for his first international goal ever since his debut 8 matches and 7 months ago. Well, today his moment arrived in the form of a gift. He said thank you, but still took the opportunity to wrap it and tie it with a bow. So, Spicer, for opening your Trinidad and Tobago account, here's tonight's CNC3 Sport High. Great goal for Spicer, and hopefully it's the first of many to come.
And it's still 3-0, so
still
we're on track to win.
And of course the result in Curaçao is also holding, where they lead Jamaica 1-0, so things are back on track, Rhea.
Great.
Book your World Cup tickets from now.
If you're paying for it. All right, thank you so much, Jasty. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Diwali specials at Food Basket, Arima, Chaguanas, Champlain, and Gulfview. Nestle reconstituted 1 liter milk, 2 for $24.95. Nestle's green butterfly milk, 250 ml, 3 for $18.95. Good and natural cream of wheat, $14.95. Potatoes, 10 pounds for $20. Onions, 4 pounds for $9.95. Super Cow full cream milk powder, 800 gram, $37.95. Shop Diwali from Food Basket. 4 locations: Arima, Champlain, Chaguanas, and Gulfview.
Don't let Forex limits take the fun out of your shopping. At TriniRetail.com, you can buy international goods and pay immediately in TT dollars using a credit card, links, or even cash on delivery. Shop online at TriniRetail.com from the comfort of your home and choose from thousands of exclusive items you won't find in local stores. Kitchen essentials, home decor, appliances, electronics, and more. Enjoy fast delivery within 48 hours or convenient pickup at our Central Collection Center located next to Extra Foods Endeavor. With our 3D secure payment gateway, every purchase on TriniRetail.com is safe. And you'll earn cashback rewards on every order. So, relax, click and save. Shop global and pay local. Visit TriniRetail.com today and shop without limits.
Get the best for less this Diwali at Southern Food Basket. No-name bathroom tissue, 24s, 2 bales, $87.95. Aqua Pure, 330 ml, 6 cases for $99.95. Soft and Pretty paper towels, 3 packs, 2 for $29.95. Chubby, 3 cases for $100. Cold, 2 liters, 3 for $19.95. Olympic unpitted prunes, 450 grams, $17.95. Olympic sultanas, 400 grams, $9.95. Offers available while stocks last.
Meet Team TNT, Martin Lumpkin, Marsha Huggins, Natasha Baron Ramtahal, Suan Marchand, and Jiwan Durga. Built on experience, focused on you. On October 14th, vote Team TNT, the leadership you trust for the future you deserve.
Growing your food business begins here at Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center. The turnaround is fast, from container to cold storage to pickup trucks. And when we deliver, product integrity is maintained with our highly respected vehicle-powered chilling systems. So come on down to Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center, where a whole new experience awaits.
So today, Chris, we are talking about screening in cancer.
The top 5, so breast in women, and of course in men, prostate cancer. We have colorectal cancers and lung cancers being the heavy hitters. And then especially in our young population is cervical cancer. So approximately 40% of patients actually present with stage 4 disease at diagnosis. Afro-Caribbean as well as Afro-American patients have a higher risk of having aggressive prostate cancer.
Tune in on CNC3 this Friday at 8 p.m.
Food Basket. Food Basket, nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale, retail, everything for you. A remush, a water, shop, flair, go view. Food Basket, the nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. Food Basket. Marketplace Chamfleur, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
Welcome back. It's not your typical event at a funeral home, but today, health was the focus at the J.E. Guide Funeral Home and Crematorium in San Fernando.
It's actually their second annual health fair. The first was held in Princestown last year, featuring 16 booths offering everything from nutrition advice and wellness checks to insurance consultations. Director Beverly Guide Williams says the initiative comes from a place of experience, as the company understands how many deaths are linked to non-communicable diseases. She explained while funeral homes are often seen as places that care only for the deceased, her organization is deeply committed to promoting the health and well-being of the living.
After the COVID, we have seen a lot of people coming in, who have been obese and even kidney problems, heart problems. And during COVID, what happened? Everybody was at home and just ate and ate and ate, and things got out of control. And we want the community, we want the members of our community to understand, Guide Funeral Home, J Guide Funeral Home, we are interested in your health. Not we don't want to see you at the end, but we also want to see you around for a very long time.
The event featured several organizations.
All right, from bamboo cutting to bamboo shaping, communities across the country continue to keep the tradition alive.
And in Felicity, it's no different, as the first Felicity Ramlila and Cultural Group celebrates 110 years. Angelo Jedediah and Chetika Singh have more.
In the days leading up to Diwali, the sounds of preparation can be heard from almost every community, and at the Green Park Recreation Ground in Felicity, it is no different. With bamboo already handpicked and gathered, for the first Felicity Ramlila and Cultural Group, the work has already begun for their annual Ramlila performance.
First step is cleaning out all them joinings.
And with the cutting of the bamboo, the building of the effigy of Rawan begins, starting with the art of bamboo shaping.
Size is basically from when you start with the chest, the first swing is then you're going to know like how big it's coming out. This might be about close to 70 feet. But head and everything, crown everything, about close to 70.
As a volunteer, Brendan and others have devoted much of their time and skillful hands to constructing the effigy, which doesn't only entail bending, but assembling and even some paper mache.
See the moment that we raise it with the crane and we strap him down and you look at it there standing on its own for the first time, that's when you get the actual feeling of accomplishment. To know, well, the couple of weeks of hard work paid off. To actually see it standing and everybody in awe, then just amazed at that.
And then you're ready for next year again.
Yeah. As long as we have the health and strength, yeah.
And as the group marks 110 years of Ramlila at their community grounds, they thank residents and businesses for their support. But according to Group President Sundar Juku, they are hoping that they can receive some state funding and a permanent home in the near future.
But as you see, we're sharing this venue now because it passed on to the corporation. And we really don't have a place called home.
Though the journey has been marked by struggles and hard work, the residents of Felicity believe that this Diwali will reward their efforts with joy and togetherness. Angelo Jedediah, CNC3 News.
What a fascinating story indeed.
That's right. Great to see tradition alive.
Yeah, definitely is. And great to see our World Cup campaign alive and well. For now, we face Curacao on Tuesday, but we're just moments away now from what seems to be a fairly comfortable 3-0 win over Bermuda in Bermuda, guys.
Great stuff. All right, that's how we end the 7 p.m. news. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ria Rambali.
I'm Jesse Ramdew.
I am Jassy Marie.
And I'm Jean-Marc Rampasad. Have a good night.
You're watching CNC3.